Back in 2009, one of the smartest people in the world threw a party that no one came to. He got a nice location, decorations, food, and drinks, but ended up spending the evening alone. He waited a few hours, but once it was clear that no one was coming, he left. The party wasn't empty because he was unliked. As far as I can tell, people generally like Stephen Hawking. The party was empty because he didn't send out the invitations until the following day. See, the party was a reception for time travelers. Here's a photo of Stephen Hawking with an invitation that reads, "You're cordially invited to a reception for time travelers hosted by Professor Stephen Hawking, to be held in the past at the University of Cambridge," then gives the address, coordinates, and time. Now, the big mistake here isn't that he held a party that no one came to. The mistake is what he said after the party. He said that the event was experimental evidence that time travel isn't possible. And honestly, that's just bad science. Now, we'll talk about if time travel is actually possible at the end, but let's talk about the event a little bit more and why it isn't really scientifically valid. The first issue here is that it's a self selecting sample. For an experiment to be valid, it needs to be a random sample. When it isn't random, there's less of a chance that you'll get a sample that's actually representative of a population. Let me give you an example. So, let's say a company is taking surveys over the phone. After the survey is done, they conclude that 97% of participants like answering phone surveys. Now, you might say that number seems a little high, and it definitely is. See, they're only getting responses from people who don't mind doing phone surveys. So the rest of us said, "No, I don't have time for that," and hung up the phone. Because of that, they're getting a self selecting sample. The only people participating are those who chose to participate. So, of course, they're going to get a pretty high sample of people who say they don't mind participating. Now, in this case, it gives a very dishonest looking representation of the data. Now, it is true when we say 97% of participants like answering the phone surveys, but they don't give a percentage of how many people participated versus how many people they called in total. So, with the Stephen Hawking party, the only people that would show up are the ones that are choosing to. And if backwards time travel is possible, it's probably pretty expensive, and so they wouldn't want to waste resources on proving one guy right by going to his party. In other words, the ones who would have the means to attend probably wouldn't have the desire to attend. The next main issue with this party is the number of variables at play here. One thing that's important in running experiments is trying to isolate the one variable that you're testing as much as you possibly can. This helps to make sure that the results are caused by the variable that you're testing and not something else. For example, if you're testing a new weight loss drug, you would want to keep everyone in the trial on the same exercise routine and diet to eliminate those as variables. That way, if the trial group is losing more weight than the control group, then you know that it's the drug that's having an effect and not a difference in lifestyle. In the case of the time traveler party, the variable that we're trying to test is if time travel is possible or not. Now, if we could structure the experiment in such a way that the existence of time travel was the only variable that would stop someone from coming, then sure, we could claim the results that Stephen Hawking did. But the reality of the situation here is that there's a ton of variables that we couldn't control. Maybe backwards time travel can only go back so far. So, like, if you can only go back 5 years and it isn't invented until 2257, then time traveling to 2009 would have been impossible. Or maybe it requires a closed loop and you can only go back to the time that it was invented. Maybe time travel is prohibitively expensive, or a million other factors we haven't considered. There could be parallel timelines or weird paradoxes. You guys get the point. There are just way too many uncontrolled variables here to know if the variable of time travel's existence is the reason that no one showed up. Before we get to the last reason, make sure that you like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. The last reason that this shouldn't be considered a scientifically valid conclusion is less of a scientific reason And more of a logistical one. We don't know if the time travelers even got, or I guess will get, the invitation. Time travel might not be invented for hundreds or thousands of years, maybe more. And in that time, records of the invite might have gotten lost. It's possible no one came because the invite just got lost to time. Also, I'm sure this isn't the first time and won't be the last time that someone's done something like this. So, by the time that time travel is invented, there could be hundreds of time travel parties. And let's be real, if you're invited to more than 3 parties, you're probably not making a polite appearance at more than 2. All this to say that this party wasn't really an actual scientific experiment and shouldn't be treated as such. And I think Stephen Hawking knew that. I don't think that he was arrogant enough to truly believe that such a bold claim could be made from such a silly and unscientific experiment. Really, this whole thing was just a publicity stunt. And to that end, it kind of worked. I mean, we're still talking about it, and you're watching a video about it right now. Really, we don't know if backwards time travel is possible, or how it would hypothetically be possible. Now, if you've studied quantum physics, then you might have heard of retrocausality, the idea that something in the future could affect the past. So you might want to cite that as evidence that backwards time travel is possible. But retrocausality hasn't really been proven, and it seems like the idea of retrocausality is kind of falling off. It looks like it's just weird quantum effects that we don't really have a full understanding of, and it's probably not time travel. Even if retrocausality is real, it wouldn't be enough to send a full human back in time. The reality of the situation is we have no reason to think that time travel exists in any kind of way that can send humans back. I've seen some people say that everything is possible until proven impossible, and I admire the optimism, but we also have to approach things with a little bit of realism. It seems to me that backwards time travel is probably impossible, but maybe it's better that way. We should learn to just accept the past for what it is and not dwell on it too much. Maybe it's best not to try and change the past, but just to move forward from our mistakes. Certainly, we should learn from the past, but focus on the future. Tomorrow is just a day away. Thanks for watching and supporting the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think about time travel, and make sure that you like and subscribe. But more importantly, make sure that you stay curious.